you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Line Forever. Today I have a 7v7 custom match here on the most amazing Rockstars map generator on Viewer Wednesday, which means this replay was sent to me by one of you, so thank you so very much to that person. Their name is down in the description. So let's go ahead and take a look at our teams and our players. We'll take a look at Team 1 on the northwestern side first, then we'll have Team 2 on the southeastern side. Starting off with Team 1, let's go front line and then back line. We have in Stitch Blue to the north, it is Hot Cheese. He's playing as a UEF. He is a 900. In the southwest direction, we have in Snow White, it is FAF Meme. Don't know which FAF Meme, but one of them. He is a Seraphim for this match. He is a 1900. He is the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall. To the middle of Team 1, we have in Regal Purple, it is Friendly Foe. He is a Cybran. He is a 1300. Again, we don't know if he's a foe to his friends or a friend to his foes, but we will see how he ends up acting this game. To his southwest, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, it is Kinder 5129 playing as a UEF. He is a 1700. To his southwest, we have in Amethyst Purple, rounding out the front line, it is the Claw. He is a Cybran. He is a 1500. He might decide who stays and who goes this game. To his north, in Chevy Crimson, we have the Cybran of Guys. He is a 1300. And rounding off Team 1, we have in Orange to Color Orange, it is the UEF of Parsival, aptly named because UEF have the Percy T3 Assault Bot. He is an 1100. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have a lot of UEF and Cybrans. Specifically, they have 3 UEF and 3 Cybrans. No Aeon, but 1 Seraphim. So again, only missing out on that Aeon technology. Moving on to Team 2's, we'll do southwestern side first, starting off with the Royal Blue player of Team 2's Master of Seasons. He's playing as a Cybran. He is in a 3-way tie for the highest rated player on his team, so he is a 1600. To his northeast, we have in Pac-Man Yellow, it is Twitchy Mofo playing as a Seraphim. He is one of the other 2 players with which Master of Seasons is tied with for the highest rated player of the game. And in Barbie Pink to his northeast, making his way to the middle of the map, we have Randy Savage playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1300. In Light Oak Tan to his northeast, we have as a UEF, it is Lasas. He is the Sauce Boss, I guess. He is a 1600. He is tied with Twitchy Mofo and Master of Seasons for the highest rated player on their team. So again, a 3-way tie at 1600. Again, he is a UEF. And rounding off Team 2, we have in Emerald Green, it is aptly named Green Hat. So definitely on the nose there. He is a Cybran. He is an 1100. Moving on southward, we have the best color, of course, the Forest Green player of Hyper 2001. He is a Seraphim. He is an 1100, and I surmise that he will be building at least 1 nuke this game at a bare minimum. That's kind of just his strategy, is just to go for nukes, which again, I am a fan of. And to his southwest, we have in Lightest Red Pink is the 1500 of Rekather. So it was almost a 4-way tie for the highest rated player on Team 2. He is, again, a 1500, playing as the one and only Aeon in this 14-player game. Not really a good average there for the Aeon side of things, at least in this one. And for Team 2's side of the map, for their faction makeup, they have 2 UEF. They also have 2 Cybrans. They have 1 Aeon, and then they have 2 Seraphim. So definitely a little bit more evening out, more of a averaging out of the factions on Team 2. Team 1 is heavy Cybran and UEF tech with a sprinkling of Seraphim technology. And for these 14 players on the map, hopefully they didn't scoop it all up. Let's take a look at their reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 10,000 mass. Not really as much as I would like to see per game. I like to see about 1,000, but it's about 700 if I can do math quickly in my head, something like that. Yeah, about 700 mass per player. I mean, it's worth going after, but I would like to see just a little bit more in terms of the additional mass on the map, at least in terms of reclaiming. And in terms of additional mass, in terms of mexes, there are a decent amount of them. We'll take a look at Team 2's side of the map, dividing the map kind of like that. There is a Trimex position here and a quad here, as well as another quad here in the southwest for Team 2's players over the west to grab. There really isn't... No, there is one expansion here and here for the more middle players of Team 2 to grab, and then there is a Trimex position over there in the northeast for the eastern player of Green Hat to grab. It looks like there are some splattering of mexes dotted in the background that Team 1 and Team 2, I guess, have pretty much already grabbed at this point, but nothing really consolidated, just pretty much, yeah, there's some mexes back there. It helps with those regular style players. I do expect, with there kind of being a kind of line of scrimmage, or at least 2 lines of scrimmage, if you want to call it that way, drawn in the sand, I expect the regular slot players to be Hyper and Reckitter for Team 2, and then Guys and Percival for Team 1. And in terms of where the comms currently are walking around the map, we'll take it from west to east. I do see Team 1's Kinder surrounded by some mexes there. I really wish they would pull the comms highlight mod all the way up to the top, so no matter what is nearby, it will always be on top. It looks like the mass extractor UI modification or whatever is the one that's actually on top. But anyway, we have Team 1's Kinder, Guys, and the Claw, making it a 3 versus 2 versus Master of Seasons. And we do see Twitchy Mofos there as well, so that's that other player. But we do see that Reckitter is making his way that way, so it looks like it's going to be 3v3. I will note, gun started for Twitchy, T2 started for Kinder, gun started for Friendly Foe, gun started for Randy, gun started for the Sauce. Any more guns? No? Okay. And in terms in the middle, we do see it's kind of divided. There's really no conglomerating happening. It's Team 1's Friendly versus Team 2's Randy Savage, so 1v1 there. FAF versus La Sauce, so 1v1 there. We could see maybe some drifting into the west for Green Hat, but again, we do see Hot Cheeses up here as well, kind of unopposed, so it might just be a 2v1 versus a 1v0 scenario, or we could see Green Hat move into intercept and make it kind of a traditional more 1v1. So it's 1v1, theoretically 1v1, 1v1, 3v3. We do see Hyper is making his way towards the middle. The only player not moving out of his main base as of yet is going to be Percival of Team 1. He built his right drone upgrade, and he has his left one, of course, as well. He's going to hang out there for now. T2 Air already online for him. Team 1's Guys almost at T2 Air. T2 Air online for Reckitter, and no T2, not even Team, oh no, it's Team 1 Air here, but a little bit behind in that game. So Team 1 has a slight advantage in the early advancements in air technology. We do see Gun is almost done for Twitchy, T2 almost done for Kinder. Gun is progressing for Randy, and then the gun for Friendly is done. T2 started for Lasas after his gun upgrade. Gun started for Green Hat, and gun started for Hot Cheese. So it looks like the other gun upgrades appeared after I was done, roughly, with my introductions. We do see that Team 2's Master Season is actually going around the little pond here to the southwest, trying to engage the club on 2 different fronts. His forces are over here, and his comm is over here. That favors both players because that means all of that juicy veterancy goes to the comm, not to the other units, so it beefs up the comm a little bit. We do see, again, but it does mean that Team 2's Twitchy and Reckitter are technically outnumbered. Technically. Again, he's over here, and they're over there, but we will see how they end up shaking up. We do see Team 1's Claw pushing it a little bit. Again, Guys is here, so it's not a 1 via a bunch of units, it's 2 via a bunch of units, and that's going to favor Team 1. I think it's about 20 or so Team 1 tanks to eliminate a comm, roughly. So 2 comms, that'd be theoretically 40. So there's not 40 there. T2 started for Master of Seasons in the pond. Definitely a smart position there just because he's in the water and not going to be shot at by any units from Team 1. Stealth started for Green Hat. We have Gun almost done for Hot Cheese. He may go for Nano straight up, or he might just wait. He might try to assault this position. Team 1 PD online, and it's going to help defend this position quite nicely. I see 1 Lobo in that mix, and 1 Lobo might be enough to eliminate maybe one of the PDs, but definitely not both of them unless Team 2 just doesn't notice him. Team 1 and Team 2 kind of standoffish in the middle. No Convicom action as of yet. Actually, scratch that. I apologize. Kinder has taken a massive amount of damage from Twitchy Mofo's commander. It's gun versus a T2 upgrade. So that extra engineering to get those Team 1 and T2 PD online versus the more damage and range upgrade for Team 2's Twitchy to try to deal damage to the commander itself. We do see some units from Master here to assist and aid in the retreat of that commander. So it does happen, but nobody dies immediately, and I'm glad I almost didn't miss it because that would have been bad to start off the game by missing a death. Wouldn't be the first time, but it's glad to not start off that way. We do see Lasas is starting to push against the FAF over here to the middle. He is falling back slowly with a decent amount of engineering assistance, probably going for, yep, T2. And then going to be able to maybe hold off Team 2's comm for now. Now being the key word in that statement. We do see Randy is going to slowly push again. He has gun online. Friendly also has gun online. Probably not really friendly with that upgraded commander with the gun on board, though. And Master of Seasons has pulled his his forces back. His comm is still there. Team 1's forces are going to go around that pond. Trimex's position will be lost. Looks like those forces moving into intercept will not get there in time, allowing Team 1 to get a little bit further into Team 2's territory. But again, nothing too crazy, to be honest. That far forward, being incredibly not that much far forward. Easy retreat. There's 2 of them there again, so it's not really anybody's by himself. So no worries, but again, definitely cautious nonetheless. T2 done for Percival in the background there. Again, he's the only comm who has not left his main base. T2 Air becoming T3 here shortly. T2 Air not becoming T3. He was the one to build that T2 upgrade first. Team 2, T3 is on its way. T3 soon to be on its way once a couple of engineers are done. Attack missile started for Kinder. Going for it. I'd say that's about the right time to go for at least the regular attack missile. Again, Team 1 has potential of 3 billion nukes. Team 2 has 2 potential billion nukes. So 5 out of the 14. Almost half. That's a decent percentage to have, again, in a 14-player game. That overcharge had some really weird issues trying to find its dead target. Friendly taking some damage from Randy. There's a couple of T2 and decent amount of T1s here from Friendly. Randy definitely needs to be careful. He probably wants to get those hoplites killed so that we can get some veterancy sooner rather than later. Team 1 PD is knocked out. There's a couple of, again, Tickle Cannon T2 PDs he wants to eliminate here so his forces aren't completely annihilated. He doesn't have any T2s of his own, and doesn't look like he's going to have any soon. We do see he's falling into the yellow. Friendly pretty much fine here. Not really worried too much. He loses a couple of PD, but kills a lot of the units off for Randy. Randy now dropping to about 50% and falling pretty quickly. We do see he's at 1-star vet closing in on number 2. And Friendly is actually walking with him, not letting him escape at least anytime soon. Oh, Randy's almost at 2-star vet. He definitely needs that second veterancy to stay alive here. Goes out of range of that hoplite. T2PD still within range. Oh, he gets that T2 vet, jumps back up into the yellow, but I don't know if it's going to save him. Units are inbound. Randy dropping below 2,000 hit points. Below 15, below 13, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there he goes. Team 1's Friendly Foe scores first blood onto Team 2, making this a 7v6 in Team 1's favor at 12 minutes. The base once belonging to Randy will probably be handed off to... There's a couple of different choices. Looks like it goes to Twitchy first. And then it might be handed off to Lasauce, maybe? But either of those players are a good choice for, picking who gets the base, just because they're both inland and they're kind of... I feel like maybe Lasauce is just a little bit closer, and he's technically maybe on the same quote-unquote side of the map. Again, Twitchy's focus is more here, so he'd be kind of doing double duty doing this, and then Lasauce just doing a little bit of movement there. Don't know why his land facility is gone. That's odd. Looks like he's moving positions, maybe? Oh, he's moving it because of the mechs. That makes sense. Moving it out of range because of the mexes. That makes way more sense. Couple of mobile missile launchers for Team 2's Twitchy going after Kinder's position. Some engineers. Looks like they're not being shot at. The comm is being shot at. He fires, and then he moves again. Missile comes in, wipes out 3 of those flapjacks. Nice grab there from Kinder. Gets him about halfway there to first-star vet. We have Rye Guys over here to the west going to push in against Master of Seasons, who's actually technically behind Rye Guys or in front of, depending on the way you want to look at things. We have a T2 PD being reclaimed through the environment. That's always fun. But he's going to be there for a little bit. He's just slowly eroding those hit points. Gun almost done for Kinder. So again, he's taking a little bit of a backseat for a second. Oh, sorry, that was the missile being built. I was going to say, he's building that gun upgrade decently quick. Land facility is being hit because some of the facility is not within range of the shield, which means it does still take damage. Now the shield is down. Now it'll take all of the hits from all of the directions. And Master of Seasons coming back to deal with this annoyance from Rye Guys. Again, he has T2 Engineering Suite. Rye Guys has no Engineering Suite, so he could build some T2 torp launchers, but he'll probably pop onto the land very quickly. It looks like he's just going to sit there and maybe debate which way is the better way to do it. Looks like he's going to push in against the claw, though. That maybe will force Bright Guys' hands to fall back. In the northeast, not really a lot have happened. It's kind of very annoying to navigate. It's not as bad as I've seen in other games. This would be very annoying if it was just like this the entire time. But there's some open avenues and stuff, but nothing really concrete. Looks like more the focus is kind of shifting more to this more open area. We do see with the death again of Team 2 is Randy, Team 1's friendly foe pushing in. Radar system's going to go down. Hyper going to go for a gun. Going to try to stop this pushing in. And we do see Lasas does get the base from Twitchy, just like I thought. It just made sense that since he's there and he's kind of in this kind of same section of the map, it made sense to give it to him. But, you know, it does look like a couple of mechs got retained into Twitchy Mofo's hands. T1 PD going to be built. It's going to help out a little bit, but Kinder does have the gun damage and range online, so T1 PD isn't really effective until he moves into range. Claude not doing terribly to fight off the forces from Master of Seasons. Master of Seasons kind of shoos away Rye Guys, but not entirely. It's more of a, hey, these forces are attacking, come help me, and he goes, nah, it's fine. We do see Kinder, he's dropping into the close-ish red territory. He's almost at 2-star vet, though. Just probably needed that pillar killed, and that probably would have been enough to get him over the edge. He's at, what, 2-2-2-0? Oh, yeah, that would have been more than enough. I think a striker would have been more than enough to kill him off. Oh, sorry, to get him at 2-star vet. Gun is done. He has Nano as well. Hyper 1001 going for T2. And Friendly, I don't know if he knows he's there. He definitely knows he's there. He knows he's getting some engineer assistance. Unfortunately, by the time if Friendly were to push in, that comm would finish the upgrade. Sniper bots online for Team 1's FAF in the middle of the map, sniping at some T1 units. A couple of the T2s, not a lot of T3 for Lasas, even though he does have 2 bases. Looks like he is getting some T3 tech now online. Looks like maybe FAF kind of rushed T3. We do see in terms of eco, Team 2 have the leaders, both, again, on their team and in the game. We have Lasas at 235 and then Rector at a little bit over 200. We have Right Guys closing in on those 2 leaders for Team 2 at about a little bit over 200 himself. Everybody else is below that. And again, it is to be, considered that Lasas is on double base. So he has a little bit extra mass to play with because he has literally theoretically double the mexes. Not exactly, but theoretically it's double, if everything was divided evenly and whatnot. Ginder taking some shots from some triads. Again, he does have T2, so he has 2,000 additional hit points plus the 1-star vet for 10% additional more. So really, he'd be in the... he'd be pretty close to the red at this point. We didn't have that extra hit point count. We do see Lasas getting some more T2 PAD online. Couple of Autumns come say hi, and I thought that was a triad not firing, but that is a buzzkill not firing. That would explain why he's not firing like he is a buzzkill. And we do see Hot Cheese. Again, he's pushing some forces against this base for Green Hat. Green Hat's just hanging out over here. Probably not enough. There's a decent amount of T1s in terms of T1 PD, but I thought I saw some Lobos mixed in. But there are, again, there's pillars here, so it's not going to be an easy fight for Team 2, but it might be kind of a leveling out more than anything else, kind of just a draw, stalemate sort of situation. A Pyrrhic victory, possibly for one team or the other. And T3 air is online for both players that you would think would have T3, and T1 also both players that you would think have T3. Anybody else sneak in another T3 air raid quarters for Team 1 or Team 2? Nope. All land everywhere else. Land all day, every day. Pillars crush the Team 1 PD from Team 2, so they do win, but they do take some significant losses. 5 pillars make it out of there. Maybe make it out of there. Maybe 4. We do see some Rhinos and Hoplites moving in to secure that Triumph position again. So again, realistically, yeah, it's a win for Team 1, but it's not much dead, so it's like, Maybe Team 2 won the fight just in the fact that they killed units off for Team 1 for the mass value. Missile raining in. Doesn't hit the T2 mechs because the shield. They can actually buff away 2 more shielding at a bare minimum because, again, the missile doesn't do enough damage to one-tap the shield. Looks like the missile is inbound for the 2nd position. Looks like he doesn't... No, he does know it's there. He just might not recognize it given the fact that he's just firing into the fog of war. 2nd missile hits. Again, it's one of those things where by the time he fires his 3rd one, it'll be offline, and then the 4th one will finally do damage. And that's if Team 2 doesn't help regen that shield fast enough, which, again, maybe by the time the missile even gets there, it'll be enough to buffer another one away. So who knows? Couple of bricks down here dealing with some Team 1 and T2 units. If there was more rhinos, I'd be concerned for those bricks, but there's not enough to be worried about, so they're thinning stuff out over there. Speaking of rhinos, we have Master Seasons dealing with a couple of rhinos over here to the west. Overcharge kills off one pretty easily. He's up to almost 2-star vet there. He will lose his mexes again. He probably should just stay there. It looks like he was going to hop into the pond for a quick dip, but he should be fine to just take the hit point damage. And actually, they're focusing on the mexes, so he should be more than enough. Now he's on 2-star vet, getting more hit points to his name there. And at almost 20 minutes on the clock, nobody else has died before Randy. We love to see that, and especially in a 14-player game, it is rare to see only one player dead. It's even rarer to see no players dead, but one is, again, a good average considering, again, 14 players, they die pretty quickly considering. It's just there's 14 players, that's why. We have a chicken started for Hyper, which is interesting because he is and I guess he's more of a secondary air play. He's kind of playing a more aggressive, calm, kind of land hybrid situation. He's not really doing full air like we see Rekather doing. We do see Team 1's friendly continuing to push this angle. Again, Team 2's Lasas is dealing with a force from FAF and dealing with friendly foe, so he has to split focus, which does allow Team 1 to push in at least one of those two avenues. Not necessarily this one up here, but this one at least. We do see Kinder's over here still firing missiles at this position. I thought I saw one moments ago. And we do see Twitchy. He's hanging out. He's going to lose his nice little TMD there. Unfortunately, he's going to get baked in Holy Fire. Not as bad as the Holy Fire from the Janus, but it's still Holy Fire nonetheless. Still burns good, right? Fire is fire, right? But smoldering, not smoldering, but what is the quote from Love and Thunder? I forget what it is, but it's something about just roaring fire or something, and Thor is like smoldering fire. T2 gunships dealing with the 2 bricks from Team 2's Master of Seasons. One brick might make it home. I say might because Renegade damage isn't super great, but again, it's better than nothing. We do see a couple of ASFs, just a couple being, you know, about 2 squadrons. One brick will most likely not die. 30 hit points remain on that brick. ASFs from Team 1's Rag Guys too late to protect his gunships. He only lost 2, and even in Team 2's defense, he would have lost 1 brick, which in the grand scheme of things really isn't a lot. It can do a lot of damage earlier on, but it's just one of those things where it's like, is it worth it? Not really. I did see a comment made by somebody, it looks like Randy, saying Lasas don't kill the 1300, probably talking about friendly foe. He is kind of on his lonesome, getting some reclaim. Looks like Randy doesn't want to have somebody else on Team 1 gain a secondary base. As we see, Lasas is almost closing in on 400 hit points, but to be fair, Ryan Guys is over 400, and Rekather's almost at 400 himself on 1 base. So just because you have double base doesn't mean that you have technically double eco, or also you don't have the time or APM or whatever to focus that much on eco. Because, again, you're probably dealing with more issues than just, oh, I just have 2 bases now, and I can just use one to fuel the other one. Not when you're on the front line, not like this. T3 almost done for Lasas underneath some shielding, and he's in the Venn diagram shielding placement, so I love that. Getting benefits of both. Advanced Nano is done for FAF meme, so he does have a chonky amount of hit points. He does have the Seraphim, just Rambo comp, fetch and send it. He's going to help keep that chicken alive at 260 hit points a second, which is insane. He also buffs the hit points as well. I think it's a 10%. I think it's maybe it's a 20% boost. Because it's 67,000 for starting for a chicken, and he ups it by 13. Trying to do math, 20%-ish. Because 10% would be 6,700, and then 20% would be 14, a little under 14%, I think. Or sorry, 20%. Math. It's number go up, number good thing. Number up, go good thing. So no worries there. We do see that chicken from Team 2 is Twitchy Mofo's pushing in, so we kind of have this semi-mirroring effect happening. And we have Kinder popping into the water. It's definitely a smart choice there. You don't want to lose 1, 2, 3, 4 players super quickly in a game like this, because that can cascade very quickly with the APM situation. Chicken is pushing in. FAF is pushing in. Again, I love the boldness, but there are Percy's inbound, and there are spearheads firing at that chicken's location. So the chicken is taking some extra damage from those missiles that it normally wouldn't take if it was actually still moving. There's not enough Percy's here to really be a big worry, because the chicken's going to take the brunt of that damage, as is evidenced by right now. And the comm should be fine. He should recognize that he's going to lose that chicken. He's going to maybe lose that position. Again, everything from Team 2 has been focusing the chicken. Now the chicken is dead. We're probably going to focus the Optims down. Looks like some pinging going down saying, hey, get out of there. We do have friendly foes sending some forces in now. That's going to help encourage maybe him to stay there or just give him room to back up. Chicken doing some interesting things, moving in to intercept the forces from Team 1's claw when he can just turn the... Oh, those are all demolishers. Never mind. They're all demolishers and missile launchers. They're all indirect weapons, not direct weapons. That's why he pulled back. I'm surprised the chicken isn't going for that quad mech position there, but focused on protecting his units, I guess. And friendly foe continuing to send his forces in. Team 2's Lasas again does have gun and T3 on board. He's building a Ravager now. And FAF is taking some damage. He is at 2-star vet, though. 252 hit points a second. Buffing his... not only his own units, but his teammates' units as well. 120 hit points for that brick. Again, a chunky hit points as well. And he's losing Optims decently quick here as well. He's got to be careful. The Ravager really having a hard time tracking that comm. T2PD firing as well. And not looking terrible for either situation. We do see bricks kind of came around the little mountain there. I'm going to blitz over to that chicken really quick. Chicken did wipe out that quad mech's position. I'm going to go back. FAF meme is taking some damage here, but a lot of the forces for Team 2 are being whittled down pretty quickly. Overcharge kills off a unit, gives Lasas first-star vets, and he's going to get out of there. So he will lose his frontline base here, but he's killed off a lot of stuff for Team 1. Noth is inbound to blanket everything to try to kill off as many units as he can, or at least weaken them enough so that the overcharge from Lasas kills them, one or the other. Both works. And FAF is still here, almost 4-star vet for him. Forces from Green Hat, they are T1s, but it's something. Cannon Faller at a bare minimum. Lasas is staying alive. Looks like the forces from Team 1 focusing infrastructure and other units, not necessarily the comm himself. I don't know if they would have killed him, but they definitely would have injured him severely. So maybe would have dropped him enough to maybe make it worth it for the FAF to maybe do a kind of murder-suicide situation. Optimus moving in. And Lasas is falling back. We have Nothis coming back up again, going after something. Looks like they do drop a payload on top of the comm. Lightning tanks coming in to cover the comm's retreat at least a little bit. FAF drops into the red, and in the red for him is like 12,000 hit points, to be fair. Another Notha gets a rank inveterancy at the last second. Stays in the yellow for a brief moment and goes back into the red. Lots of shielding and lightning tanks. He will get out of there. So nice retreat there, but it's not going to be the end-all, be-all victory that he definitely wanted. Essentially, both players lost a chunk of stuff. FAF, oh, he's gonna keep pushing it. He's gonna keep pushing his luck. His AA and his shielding fell back. Team 2 set another wave of bombers or whatnot in. It might not be great for him. FAF moves out of way of that Notha's bomb though. Lasas going for more Ravagers, just saying, "Get out of here! Just go home." It's the end of the movie. Go home. You're tired. Master of Seasons pushing his chicken westward. Sorry, his monkey westward. And then the chicken is going northward. Fat Boy moving southward to intercept the chicken. It also is a monkey wood. So if Team 1 can keep the Fat Boy at range, Team 1 wins the fight. If they can't, Team 2 wins the fight. There is a chicken for Lasas. Looks like he's going to go northwest. And Lasas is like, just will you go away? Just go away. Trying to keep this base online. You keep shooting at me. It's not nice. He does have, again, a decent amount of Percy's, a decent amount of off them, so not necessarily enough to one-tap the comm, but enough to maybe two-tap him. Northeastern side, Team 2 has lost the Trimex position. Not a terrible loss, though, because that's if it's his only loss in Mexes, it's nothing too bad. 26 minutes on the clock. Both teams at 2K mass. Team 2's leaders are Regular at 560. That's a lot of mass. And then it's Lasas and Hyper. Team 1... it's Rye guys at almost 500, and then everybody else is below that, but it's, again, more of an average at about 200. Team 2, we have a couple of, well, closing in on 200, but 100. 200 and that sort of thing. So it does even out because, again, it's 6 players versus 7. So that extra, quote-unquote, extra 200 is divvied up between at least 1 or 2 players on Team 2. 2 Monkey Lords versus 1 Monkey Lord and a chicken. The chicken will still win that fight, heavily damaged. And depends if the Monkey Lord stay within range of the Ion Storm once it's dead. Because usually players will target the chicken and then the monkey. At least that I have seen when it's a, kind of this situation. If the chicken pops out, he most likely will die. Forces from Twitchy falling back. Looks like FAF is finally falling back with a chicken inbound. You would hope that he would. And actually, he might not get out of it. I think if he continues to push, Team 2 will catch up to him and kill him. Which it looks like they might. Look at that. Just barely without. He's like, get me out of here. Chicken is inbound for FAF. But will hit save him. He's dropping hit points decently quick. He's going to try to dodge for a brief moment. Get underneath some shield coverage. The chicken from Team 2 stops moving. Oh, FAF is getting in behind his chicken. He will get out of danger for now. Nice footwork there. Team 2's units are still pushing in to try to get around the chicken. They are focusing on the chicken's hit points just to rip him apart very quickly to keep this chicken alive and get him some veterancy on top of it. And that chicken will win the fight for Team 2. Heavily damaged, though. Oh, is that one shot going to be enough? Oh, no. It does almost kill him off. It's almost a 1-for-1 trade. FAF gets out of there barely again, but he gets out of there. He just keeps doing it. We'll see if he keeps doing it for long. Fighter bombers from Team 2's Hyper just say, I'm not dealing with the Fat Boy today. They wipe him out. We do see a lot of ASFs for Team 1's Rye Guys, though. 160 versus... That is the wrong player on the wrong team. I was looking at... There it is. Team 2. Not terrible. What are the ASFs for Team 2's? Okay, so technically Team 2's in the lead. If you don't consider the ones from Percival. I would say maybe just a dead even fight. Pretty closing in on 200 for both teams. This, however, that's a different story. Hyper has built the first air experimental of the game, being the Awasaw Bomber. It's going to drop right next to those Percies. He'll probably clips a, I think that was a spearhead. That's a nice chunk of kills there. And the chicken from Team 2 still heavily damaged, but it looks like it's going after the comm of FAF. FAF wants the chicken dead. He needs a really good overcharge, but the shielding's going to protect the chicken. He's trying to bob and weave, bob and weave, bob and weave. It's only going to work for so long. 8,000. Oh, he kills off the chicken. Done very well for himself there. Oh, he's at 1,500. Both Percies would need to fire, but the second Percy gets killed off by the Ion Storm. That was such a close... Like, that was way riskier than I think it needed to be... Oh, please drop the bomb. That would be just that you're not getting away anytime soon kind of thing. And, of course, the bomber will get shot down, but I don't think FAF is getting out of there. I think he made a good escape, but no. Boom. FAF meme is defeated. Oh, he actually does the Control K. Doesn't even give the credit to Hyper 2001 for that air kill. Or, yeah, air kill, I guess. And Team 2, not only do they get the kill on FAF meme, they also gain air control, if not dominance. Some of those ASS were killed off in the bomb from Hyper, but Calm Explosion won that fight. Sad. Well, yeah, I guess it was kind of a mix of the Calm Death and the bomb going off from the Awasa. I think the Awasa actually might be a little bit shorter than I think it is. Looking at it from, again, a more vertical standpoint, it's kind of hard, but it would have been easy to tell this way. I do love the place that the Awasa... Look at that. Just almost like it was meant to be landing on that little mountain there. Look at that thing. It's like an arrow pointing Team 1. Go that way. They're that way. Go that way. Very expensive sign there in the desert. And Team 2, what are you doing? Anything in the background currently? It is 30 minutes. Oh, we have a nuke, and it's half loaded for Rekethur. So he's spending a lot of his mass on. We have another nuke for Team 2's Hyper. Ooh, nukes. He has an SMD that's kind of like a nuke, except that shoots them down instead of fires them. He has his own SMD over there. He's getting double SMDs. Love to see that. And there's another one for the Saz. Oh, yes. And another one there. Yes, all the SMDs for Team 2, except for the space up here for green. And there's an SMD there. And there's not one there, though. It looks like the exterior players for Team 2 don't have SMDs. Everybody else does. And speaking of SMDs, SMD there, nothing back there. I don't like that. I know you're trying to conserve resources, but just... Oh, there's one there. I would say cut your losses with this one. Cut your losses with this one, maybe. And build one back there just in case. I don't know. Maybe move those two a little bit closer. Anyway, doesn't matter at this point. Drop bombers inbound. Kill off the Fat Boy while I'm yammering around about SMDs. By the way, one there. Nothing back there. There is a nuke for Team 1 back here. So that's kind of important. SMD there. And no SMD there or here. But again, this kind of covers that base, to be fair. And it does look like Team 1's friendly foe gets the base once belonging to FAF main. Team 2, their control over the skies is becoming limited. Team 1 had a nice couple of good turns in there going after Team 2's ASFs. Team 2's Hyper is moving in with his ASFs. And it looks like it's going to shoo away the remainder, at least of one group of the ASFs from Team 1. Again, pretty gosh darn even, I would imagine. 50 plus 40. So we'll just say 100 for math in my head, easier sake. Hyper's at 87. And then Rector's at 64. So still in favor for Team 2, but it could be an easy turn or two. Nuke has been spotted by Hyper. He's marked it. Is Team 1 aware of Team 2's nuke? They are aware, so they are doing scouting. Love to see the constant or the semi-constant scouting from both teams. Nathas are inbound for the Fat Boy, and I will note the Fat Boy has a decent chunk of flak, so the Natha's going to get one pass. And there they go. They do drop the hit points for the shielding a little bit over 50, though. 3 chickens for Team 1's friendly. He's pumping out that chicken factory thing. He's like McDonald's or KFC, just pumping out that chicken. And how's the nuke going for Team 2? Almost loaded. I think it's a good time to talk about the game overall. Team 1, 2.6. Team 2, 2.7. So fairly even game for Eco. It's a 6v6 game with the death of FAF, so it's a fairly even game that way. Map control, slightly in Team 2's favor, and I want to say slightly because they barely cross over that invisible equator, prime meridian, diagonal angle thingamajiggy. So things are kind of favoring Team 2 in all respects, but it could be an easy turnaround for Team 1. Nuke, game ender, artillery, something could easily wipe something out. Looks like some strats try to come after this, and something tried to go after that. Maybe Nathas. I just saw the triangle symbol and thought it was strats. But let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't, because why not at this point? Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And let's take a look at a chicken stomping on some bricks. Speaking of nuke, Team 2 launches the first nuke of the game. It's from Rector. The question is, where is it going? Again, there's SMDs there. I think there's one in there somewhere. There's another one there. There isn't one up here. If it goes straight vertical, then it does not. Straight vertically north. And it's going to maybe try to edge nuke something, I would imagine. SMD also is not loaded, so if Team 2 timed it, they might be able to land a nice gift on the Team 1 side of the map. SMDs are loaded on either side. Are they going to split the difference? Oh, that's going to hurt. KaBooms! Could have maybe gone a little bit far forward and grabbed that SMD there, but nope, that wasn't protected. And it's Claw. Oh, yeah, look at that. There's just a small exclusion zone. They may have been able to actually get in between both of them. Oh, yeah, that would have been super close. It's just a thin thing. I don't know if they would have been able to hit it from that angle. No, because he's coming at it kind of like this. So he would have missed it. Everything from Kinder transferred over to the Claw. Kinder is feeling like he's kind of out of it at this point. He's lost a huge chunk of his production, so it definitely feels that way. Fat Boy is targeted. Definitely smart play by Rector. Get rid of the long-range annoyance first, and then deal with the things that are literally running right into your face. Fat Boy is not dead, but is heavily damaged, so it needed one more strap bomber. Just one more. If it wasn't... Oh, it doesn't have veterancy. Never mind. I was going to say if it wasn't for the veterancy thing. But we have Mega and Chicken. We have 2 chickens. And we have a chicken. We have another chicken. Another chicken. So numbers kind of favoring Team 1 in all respects. Billy Nuke lands onto Team 2's forces. Kinder, is that yours? Yes, it is. It is yours. But he has access to the Billy Nuke. Looks like he might be the only one in the game so far that has it. Nuke is launching from Team 1 this time. Again, as a not a reminder, but just information. 62,000 mass was killed in that first nuke of the game. Let's see what the second one can do. Depends where it's going, though. It's going kind of more directly south. Looks like it's this space. That has an SMD. That also has an SMD, but it's not loaded. And it's kind of splitting the difference. Actually, no, it's shifting a little bit to the west. It is going to go for that base with the megalith in it. So Team 2 will lose some mexes. It will probably be about a 30,000 maybe mass kill. But, you know, that's respectable nonetheless, and it might even heavily damage that megalith on top of it, so it might be a nice little 2-for-1 combo. Chicken is dead, megalith is dead. There is a fat boy pushing in with no shield active. Here comes the nuke. Not within range of that megalith though. KaBooms! SMD is gone. 4 T3 single ring mexes are gone, and got to keep going northward for that nuke. Nuke killed off 42. Okay, a little bit higher than I thought, but you know, it's still a very good nuke, and it's about 100 mass a second. Team 2 is missing out on per second, per second, per second, per second. Of course, there's coming in to snipe that fat boy. Fat boy, I think it got some veterancy at the last second there. It would have been fine anyways. Billy Nuke lands right next to him. Shield popped back online to save its life. Oof. Oof, that's a lot of additional stuff. But Team 2's ASFs get absolutely annihilated. Ooh, that one just good turn just ate them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, midnight snack, dinner, second breakfast, tea time. What's the other ones I know? 11sies. Just all the food time, all of the meal times just eaten very well. Chicken being killed off by a chicken and probably going to kill off the other chicken with its ion storm. And you don't know which one I'm talking about because it could apply to both, and it probably will apply to almost both. Could have almost applied to both. Awasa Bomber back online for Team 2. We have 3 players for Team 2 in the same pond. Granted, there's not that many places to hide in ponds, so fair. Team 1 looks like we have 3 of them, closing in on 4 near that pond to the north. Then we have 1 for Green Hat there, and then... Oh, I thought he circled the comm and went, oh, that was weird, but no. We have Hyper there, and I don't know. We have Lasauce there, so 3, 4. That's everybody on Team 2. We have 4 there for Team 1. Another one for Kinder because he's on the front line with his Billy Nuke. And then I do not see the other player of... Who's missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I just missing somebody? Team 1 has 6 players left. I don't see the 6th player. Somebody will probably tell me in the comments where he is. I just don't see him. Oh, it's the... oh, he's right there. He's hiding kind of next to his SMD there. Fat Boy shots raining in on the remaining Percies from Team 1. Billy Nuke inbound once again. It's going to hit pretty well. Take out some AA at a bare minimum and sends the feetsies of that megalith. So it's doing some damage, but again, it's just one of those... is it really worth it? It was kind of worth it. Eastern side, though, 2 chickens and... 3 chickens and 1 fatty versus a chicken and a monkey. And Othams and Percy's here for Team 2. Looks like the chickens will be fine for a brief moment as the remaining T3 forces wipe out not 1, but 2 chickens back to back. I had to make sure they actually got the kill. Wouldn't be the first time I thought a unit was going to die and then it didn't. So there's that. I do see a bunch of engineers over here. What's going on over here? Mass fabs? Well, there's that. That's fun. Okay, so he is going to go for a nuke. Just he skipped the whole regular nuke phase. He's going straight for the... That would explain all the mass fabs. That makes way more sense. I'm like, why is he building all these mass fabs? Unless he's building something... Yep, there it is. He has more... Wow, how much ego... You have 800. You skyrocketed into first place for mass per second. Kinder still has some mass to his name, 47 a second. Where's he getting all that mass from? I don't see any mexes online for him. He doesn't have RAS on... He does have RAS on board his comm. Okay. That would explain some of it. He only gets like 12 or 13 from the RAS upgrade. He doesn't get a RAS like the Aeons and the Seraphim do, so... Oh, okay, now he's dropping to 27. Okay. Ah, that would make sense. Western side, we have gunships attacking the Mega. No AA coverage from Team 2, and that's partially driven by the fact that, again, Team 1 absolutely annihilated Team 2's ASFs there. Almost 300 online just for Rye Guys alone. And as a kind of FYI, Hyper has 40. And then Twitchy has 20. So 5-1 advantage because it's almost 300 for Team 1 and then about 60 for Team 2. Billy Nuke lands, I don't actually know where, but landed maybe with those mexes that Team 2 was trying to build maybe there. Fat Boy almost gets taken out by some Corsairs. Lots of Corsairs for Team 1. Gunship's going to eliminate that second Mega. I mean, you should have sent it this way at that point. Nuke is inbound from Team 2. SMD will not shoot it down because it is not loaded. Looks like another one was fired at it. And I thought he was going to land on top of him. I was going to go crazy. But anyway, we have Satellite online for Team 1. UEF doing UEF things, as always. Again, 14-player game. There's 5 UEFs in the game. Somebody's going to do it at some point. It's just going to be a thing. I'm surprised that I don't see a game or two yet for Team 1, given all the mass that they have, too. Again, it's a tight race. 2.9 to 3. I mean, what is this? Where is that coming from? I don't see the teleportation lines. Where is that coming from? Ah. Well, that's fun. Okay, well, we have some mission man on a mission over there. Some some space, not some I was gonna say Space Marines, but what's the oh, there goes the nuke. KaBoom! I mean, he is Aeon. They could be kind of along the more religious sort of Grey Knights, where they're unknown to everybody because they're going after the creatures from the warp and whatnot. By the way, that video game, the Warhammer 40K Demon Hunters, it's so good, such a good game, and it's Warhammer, so Anyway, to the north, yeah, they're gonna build them. They're not just gonna sacrifice. Usually, what you see is, I think it's 4 it takes to build a GC just right away. And you see 4 of them sacrifice, build the GC immediately, and then run around. These ones are actually going to just straight up build it because they are producing it decently quickly. They have ARAS, they have regular RAS on board, excuse me. Send ASFs to kill drones, reclaim, sends hot cheese. Looks like they're worried about Team 2 sending some drones in, which there are no drones. So, I don't know. But Team 1 does have a Fat Boy to discourage engineers. In terms of reclaim, currently sitting at 350 for Team 1, 290 almost for Team 2. So about 50,000 in Team 1's favor. Not by a whole lot, though. That'll be getting some decent intelligence for Team 1. They have no idea where that YOLO is, even though it's not even done yet. Looks like he's paused for a moment. Nobody's crossed 1,000 personally yet. Hyper is the closest at 960. Still a lot of mass to have at this point. We have 2 monkeys on the western side. Not really a lot of defenses to deal with that. We have an artillery online for Team 2's Master and his own monkey coming online here shortly. Again, 2v1 though. Unless he gets some assistance, those 2 monkeys will kill him. They're holding position for... Literally, I just have to say something and then they start moving. Never mind. Air grid is pretty much shielded, so artillery is not going to wipe it out very easily. Artillery for Team 1 as well. So both the Cyber and Disruptor artillery installations are essentially done for both teams. 1 for each team. Second satellite. First satellite? Second satellite? Second satellite. Why is it there? And not over there. I mean, I like the splitting it up, make it harder for artillery to target the same location thing. Why is it there, though? Why not put it over there? Or put it over there? Or put it over there? Literally anywhere else other than decently close to the front line. I don't know. Ooh. Oh, please tell me he sees this. Oh, please tell me he's going to target all that to E-storage and just go cascade it. Oh. He's going to fire on it. No, he's firing on the nuke. Oh. Record, what's your power? You're at over 1 million power available. You would lose a ton of that if you lost all those E-storages. He's getting at 112, and most of that is just right here. You would eliminate this shielding at a bare minimum with all of the volatile explosions from the E-storage. I don't know if you would kill off the P-gens entirely, but at least the shielding would be down. Engineers from Wreck, they're coming in to assist with the YOLO. Some of them struggling to find places to actually assist, but he is helping. So 2 players building that thing. Love to see the cooperation there. So many times I see games where we have 2 players in the background or wherever else just building game enders independently of one another, and they both get about halfway and then they both die or whatever. I'm like, you could have just spent that same amount of mass to build one thing and then started on the second one. But no. I don't know why the monkey fled its shielding, but okay. Maybe I just wanted to try to stop him as best they can. Artillery is going to be lost here. No ifs, ands, buts about it. It's just what's going to happen. Second monkey's going to come online maybe if he's lucky. Artillery did get focused down by the monkeys, not the pigeons. And we have a bomber inbound. Won't kill off the monkeys entirely, but will kill off everything else nearby, though. So it kind of thins out the annoyances for Team 2 to deal with. ASFs came kind of close, and they're kind of regretting their choice because there's more AA being built by Team 2 all the time. Because, again, they knew they lose air control, so they might as well deal with it a different way. Team 1 bombers inbound are going to help thin out that hit points on the first monkey at a bare minimum, making it a 1v1 soon, and then it'll be, again, Team 1 winning the fight against that monkey wood, but at least they've guaranteed 1 death, and then they can deal with the second one forthwith. How's the YOLO doing? YOLO is almost in the green, closing in on 9,000 out of its 12,000 hit points. There it is. Does Team 1 have any idea? Still have no idea. They see everything but that, and that's probably because there's a stealth field right there. My 2 cents on the stealth field is it's very good until someone sees it, and then it's no good anymore. But until they see it with some eyes or satellite, it's good. It's a good thing. And we have a couple of, again, comms up here. We have Percival having the shield and T3, so decently tanky comm there. I will note, though, that an Omni will still pierce the stealth capabilities on this thing, or, the sonar and stealth radar, if it's still what we have, field, whatnot. So if you have an Omni sensor or even a comm or something, it will pierce it. But, at that point, if you're looking at it that close with a comm, it's probably going to die soon anyways. Chunk of a air grid got taken out with some T3. Why are you not taking out the mass fabs? Why? You could do some damage to the mechs and almost kill off an entire T3 mechs double ringed in, I think it's almost 1 full charge. I think it's just a smidgen left that needs to be killed off before it's completely destroyed. Satellites starting to patrol a little bit. Oh, they might see something. Oh, they see that it's online if they noticed. Pings from Kinder. There it is. Team 1 notices it after it's done, which we've seen many a game where the game ender being built and Team 1, or in this case Team 1, not knowing about it till after it's built, not a good thing. They need to know before it's built. Because they got up, because the YOLO specifically, you can't, it's probably one of the easier ones to prep against. You build a bunch of SMDs and then you help them load. That's it. That's all you got to do, and protect the SMDs, but that's it. YOLO, first one has been fired, so what is that, 1 or 2 nukes for each team, and then a super nuke. We have launching down the middle here from Team 2's Les Sauce, pushing in. And honestly, I don't know if it's the YOLO going to win this game or just the land forces. Again, there is a decent chunk up here. Oh, we didn't even check out what the... Oh, I didn't see what the SSUs were doing up here. My apologies. Looks like 1 GC got there. And 1 GC just died, it looks like, here. Looks like they did a decent amount of damage. And they killed off. Looks like stuff being rebuilt now. Apologies for missing that. So much going on. Again, 7v7. And there's 6 players still alive on each team. So much going on. SMD has 1 more missile loaded. That's not good.
Strategic launch detected.
You're building something. I don't know what you're building on that comm, but maybe he's going to go tell a Billy maybe. Another YOLO is inbound. It's number 2. It's going to the same location. No. It's going to a different location. Nope. That is a attack order, not the... Oh, it is going to go to the maybe same location? Maybe? I don't know. 3 fat boys, chicken, another fat boy, 2 chickens, a lot of experimentals. Team 1, I mean, look at the income now, 2.6 to 4.1. Team 2 has skyrocketed immensely, partially because they've built the YOLO now, and Hyper can probably focus on other things. But he's now crossed 1,000 mass a second, though. Same with the Sauce. He's over 1,000 as well. Nuke is just sailing on forward. Oh no, that's why you needed a backup SMD in your base sooner rather than later. Oh, that's gonna hurt, especially with a nuke there. Nuke is loaded. Oh no! Oh, that's so unfortunate. KaBooms! Fatty for you, Purple says Team 1. Somebody said that. But gifted over to Friendly Foe, I guess. How's the nuke for Team 2? Is it loaded? It's not loaded because he's probably abandoned it for this, which looks like he just handed off all of his engineers. He's like, nah, I don't want to get him back. Oh, teleportation inbound from Team 1's. Looks like Kinder because he's getting a bunch of power from Right, guys, there he is. Team 1 PD got built very quickly. And Overcharge kills off the shielding at a bare minimum. Shield comes back online, though, in the form of an A-on-1. Boom. There goes Kinder's comm. And that might be a wrap there. And the YOLO lands to the north. Let's try to run over there. Boom. Kills off that SMD with base in tow. There's the artillery still online for Team 1. Second one's barely started. Yeah, I don't know. This base is dead. This base is dead. And Team 1, at least the rest of them, recall. Nice win by Team 2. I mean, to be fair, I don't know if the YOLO was the end-all, be-all. It appeared very late in the game. It did make a big impact, to be fair. But we already see the the Fat Boys plus the chicken plus 2 more chickens and a fatty and another chicken. I mean, Lasauce was just pumping out experiment. Oh, look, he has his own satellite. Look at that. So I think at some point we would have seen Lasauce just carve his way forward. Again, it was expedited slightly by Team 2's YOLO. But I do think without the YOLO, I think Team 2 was in a good position, especially with the eco. They were up, I think, was it 1,000 plus mass a second? That's a huge amount to be ahead. We do see some assaulting from Team 1 down this way, but I don't know if that would have been enough, to be honest. Maybe Rekatha could have just spammed nukes and called it a day. And he could have got more air online. He was going for his own artillery now, so if he didn't go for the YOLO, he probably would have gone for that earlier. I don't know. I don't see Team 1 winning this in the next at least 10 minutes. YOLO considered as well. Even if you kill off the YOLO right now, the YOLO dies, game still goes, Kinder still dies technically, he dies a very glorious way to go out. You still have this huge threat to deal with. So, I don't know. I don't think Team 1 had enough. I mean, and if Lasauce goes westward, he cuts everything off, west of this. And then it's just this left for Team 1. Yeah, that's not a lot left, and Team 2 could have easily just held out and hung out and called it a day. So I think Team 2 pretty much wins it even without the YOLO. But let me know down in the comments if you agree or not. Thanks so much for watching to the very end of the video. And I will see all of you in the next one.